I just want to give a tip of the hat to Charlie Peabody. This is Citigroup. They just announced earnings. Everybody else that has announced so far, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, I think Bank of America did. They were down on earnings, and here's Citigroup hitting new highs on 47% above average volume. He's been talking about this from since the high 40s. So here we are with a triple in Citigroup, and my number that I've mentioned to him 100 times, and you poor folks 100 times, is 140. I can't draw the line, but if you go back here to this break of the great financial crisis, this is a decent place for it to take a pause. So we're here at 127, and if one can't, Charlie or anybody else come up with a rationale why they should stick around for these $13, which is not, I could be wrong, but if the bull case is all evident and obvious now, then it might be time to exit stage left, Snagglepuss. So, but just
Speaking of which,
been a huge and consistent call for 2 years.
good. I'd like your flash look at WFC at Wells Fargo. So down 7% today, which I don't know if I've seen a money center bank down.
Okay, this is it, and we talked about this on a show with the other. This is it in microcosm. I talked about it. Charlie talked about it. That people were genuflecting to Jamie Dimon and J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, they don't genuflect to. But look at the difference in these charts. I wish I could put them on the same page. But Citigroup hits new highs and Wells Fargo breaks down after the death cross and on big volume. So. Charlie's been really good on this and made money for our members, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I get that, but my question is, what's the next stop for Wells Fargo?
I'm going to say, I'm so vain.
I want to be clear. I want to be clear to everyone listening.
$74.
I'm not saying anything about
74 is a decent stopping point.
All right.
74 is my number. So $6.
Right.
But that's a chart that, as I'm going through them, I'm not stopping on this chart.
All right. Sounds bad. I mean, sounds good, but sounds good for the feedback, but bad for the outlook. I really have nothing for today. I mean, Lilly announced another deal. Stock went up. When you reward companies for spending money, guess what? They're going to keep spending money. They did get approval of their weight loss pill. And I've said this before, that Lilly has a better drug. So Novo's been off to the races with their weight loss pill. But we'll see how the next few weeks play out and whether or not Lilly starts to crush them with catching up on market share. So,
watch this, because you got to. Now, part of this is skewed by energy all of a sudden getting a bid, and so the relative strength calculation for energy goes up, and for everybody else goes down. But this is, Lilly has been a monster for a lot of years. This is a new relative strength low. Here's the 200-day moving average that is flirting with, and if it spends much time below it, I think this becomes dead money for a while at best.
Yeah. So the thing that I'm concerned about Lilly is that, what was it? The old woman in the shoe. I forgot the nursery rhyme, but she had like so many children, she didn't know what to do. When you do this many deals, it's very hard to have a management team that can manage that. And each one you bring on, you have to integrate teams, you have to integrate science. You've offended whoever was working on that science previously that you've supplanted now with outside people. It's much more disruptive, and it may be great for the long term, but it's a little bit more disruptive in the intermediate term and the short term than people give credit. So the reason companies do this is so much cash is coming in, and when you have 90% gross margins, so much cash is coming in, you can make a lot of mistakes, and this is the time to do deals. But if you do too many, when things start to get a little bit tighter, that becomes very, very apparent. So I wouldn't go as far as to say I'm cautious on Lilly, but I no longer own it, and I'm just waiting for a better opportunity. They have all the cards are going in their favor, though. with the launch. So I wouldn't bet against it, but I'm just not there. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's a short, but I think it's an avoid and at least a fade at best.
hi, I'm David Maris. If you like what you just heard, we've tracked every single pick we make on the show, every ticker, every thesis, every entry price, over 1,100 picks and counting. We put it together in a free report with our top 10 performers, the reasoning behind each one, and a preview of our full dashboard. If you want access, the link is in the description.